Hey everyone, welcome back to Spark Planner Live. I'm Courtney and today we are going to be doing a comparison video of 3 different transcription services that use AI. I am really excited for this. I have been using dictation for I would say over a year and a half, and I've really enjoyed it. It has allowed me to write my book a lot faster because I am speaking this story. And if you think about it, that is how stories were told way back when. It was all through oral communication. And so I am bringing that back, and I have used I would say several of them over the years, starting off with just using the speech to text in Google Docs. And let's just say it wasn't the best. I had to speak really slowly for the words to pick up. And so then I moved on to speech notes, which was a lot better, but it still was the same thing. It was doing it slowly. And then I found a few more, and I'm going to be talking about the pros and cons of each of them, even going through the pricing for the price, how much minutes or hours you get, because that is the big thing. When we're writing stories, we need to make sure that we have enough time to get our story down. And I've actually have come so close to meeting the cap with one of the services that I was like, okay, this is the perfect time to film a video so I could try other services so I don't meet the cap, because I have a lot more to write before the end of my time period, which I think it starts over on the 13th of every month. And so I only have 60 minutes left. So I have 1 hour, and I am going to write for 2 more weeks before I hit that mark. So I'm definitely going to hit over 60 minutes. So that is why we are doing this video. So we are going to start off with the one I have been using, so I'm the most familiar with the way it works, which is Otter AI. We are going to start off with the program that I am the most familiar with. This is Otter, and what drew me to Otter is that their transcription is automatic in a way. You are able to see your voice being typed out as you go. So it makes it a lot easier to know if it's picking up on the words, if you need to repeat something. And so I really like that aspect that it has that automation. So I've been using Otter for about a year, give or take, because I've starting off using just the Google Docs, right? And then I also tried out speech notes, which was an improvement from Google Docs, but it still wasn't fast enough for my typical speed that I'm talking. And so I really needed something, and so I came out with Otter. And my biggest thing is I want to get the best bang for my buck. So we are here, and this is the plans that they have. They have a free plan, which is what I currently use. There's a pro plan and a business. So if you're using this just as an individual, you're going to be in the basic or the pro. The main difference is the amount of hours or the amount of minutes that you get, as well as the time limit per conversation. So the basic is 300 monthly transcription minutes and 30 minutes per conversation, versus the pro is 1,290. So this is the very first month that I am about to hit my 300 minutes. And so that's why I thought it would be perfect to give a comparison of the different programs, so I'm not wasting all of my minutes and not having anything. So this kind of just gives you the breakdown of all the information. See right here, it's the live transcription, which I really like. Any other information, it's all here. You can read about it. I'll have it linked down below. And let's move on to what the dashboard looks out. So here, this is my Otter dashboard. And so you can see all my activities here. It has a calendar, which is really to do with meetings, which I don't deal with that function. I just use the function of recording, and that is it. So here's one that I did 9 hours ago, and as it loads, you could see it does a summary, and then it lists that there's 2 speakers. So just picked up, I guess, a different of how I was talking, or if there was an extra noise or something. But essentially it adds periods and commas, which is what I really like, because I don't want it to disrupt my flow by saying period, comma, new sentence. And so, which is common with dragons. So I don't want to deal with that. And so this, I think, is just really cool that it does that. And so here's kind of what I have. Yes, it's not perfect because I'm just going as fast as I can as words come to me. And so it might be a little wonky, but that's when you'll have to go back and do your revisions. So I just want to show you this, and then here you could press play. It was 14-minute long session, but it gives you an idea of what Otter is. And then at the end of going over the 3 that I'll be showing you with today, I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison using a microphone, a headset, earbuds, nothing, just using the computer's mic versus a phone mic. Giving you all that information so to know which one is the better application. So next is Sembly. So this is, I would say, the new kid on the block. It is gearing towards Otter, and it is, I would say, trying to compete with it. So it's very similar. It has all the capability for all the meetings and stuff like that. And we're going through, here's the pricing. So you have your 8 hours of recording per month. So similar to Otter. It has the professional plan as well as the team plan. Now, here's the thing. I've been using this one, and so I'm getting a little more familiar with it. It still has some bugs. It is still really new. So take that into consideration versus I feel like Otter is more established. And they all have right here the SOC2 certification. The Sembly has it as well as Otter has it as well. I don't know where they put it, but privacy and security. So just to make sure that here we go, that your information is secure. So that's always good to know. So here we have it. Okay, so there is an app for Otter as well as Sembly. However, I have not been able to get the app to work. I'm using it on an old phone, so maybe that's the problem. But just as a heads up, as today I am not able to get the app to work, so I am just using the website. So here's I would say the dashboard, the homepage, and you know what? I give them mad props. I like this a lot better because I don't want to see that calendar because that is very distracting and I'm not using the calendar function. So I like it here. Just real basic, just has my auto recordings and simple. And then right here, it has it very big, bold. You have 480 minutes. I've used 33 minutes of it. It is right here on the dashboard versus on the Otter, going to the home. I have to scroll down and see I got 40 minutes left. And so I don't like this setup as well as the Sembly. So point for Sembly here. Now, here is where I think Otter is a lot better. This processing time to get the transcription, it seriously takes like 10 minutes. And how long was this? Like, this was a 6-minute conversation, and it took forever for it to come up. So, downside on Sembly is the time that it processes is very, very slow. Also is the way to export. So you have export here. You got 2 options, which I'm not a big fan of because they do not work for me. Export to a PDF or export to Markdown. So those don't help me because I just want to have it a text file and it be easy. Versus I think the Markdown gives me something close, but it's kind of like, I don't know. See, I can't even open. I don't even know what Markdown is. So what I have to do is copy and paste. And of course, it's copying right the speaker part. So I'm not a fan of that. So it just takes a lot more time. And here we have for the Otter, I'll show you. Export. So they got some options. You could combine speakers, combine it all into one paragraph, timestamps, all of that. And here you have a clipboard, a text, or if you're in the Pro, you could do these ones. And I'm like, clipboard, thank you. I just click it and my text is copied. So it's pretty awesome. Really like that function. So I'm just getting really, really familiar with it, Sembly. So just going over, it seems to be very similar. It's just that whole processing time is, I would say, annoying. I guess it is what it is. So going over these 2, we have 480 minutes for Sembly, and who knows if I'm actually saying that right. And then we have 300. So I will make a cool really chart, and I will stick it somewhere in this video and have it down below so you could see pricing, minutes, all that jazz, and then obviously my end review. Okay, this is the one that I am not as familiar with, but I think it has 12, you see that right there? 12,000 free minutes. That's gonna take me like 16 books worth, so that is pretty awesome. Most other transcription sites, like AI sites, they don't give me enough minutes, or they are all pay. And so this one, Deepgram, it is one of those you have to pay for it. But for right now, you're getting those free minutes. So I thought that actually was a pretty good deal because it gives you... here, this is all their pricing if you're interested in it. But we're looking at this first one here that's pay as you go. It has the live streaming audio, pre-recorded audio. But when we go to the dashboard, after I sign in. Okay, so I got signed in, and right here we have 200 hours. Pretty awesome. And my plan is the pay as you go. So I really like that aspect. And then down here, this is essentially they do like point systems, not 100% sure. This, I would say, is not going to be for your beginner. It seems very high tech, right? It has these API keys, which I'm not sure what that is. I'm not a tech person at all. But I haven't used this at all. This is going to be my first demo, so we'll have to see how it works. So there's the demo pre-recorded files, or you transcribe your voice. So what we'll be doing is testing out the transcribe your voice, and we are going to try this out. Click the button below. Tries this in real time because I gotta allow my mic. I have not used this at all. It says temporary transcripts will appear first. Deepgram will finalize them as it solidifies its guess. So we're seeing this right now. It is typing away as I'm speaking. So another point for this Deepgram is it has the automatic transcription. So props for them, and we'll do it right all side by side for the 3 as we speak. But I think this is pretty cool. And so with that, we'll pause it. It says you now have your friends, the connection is closed. Cool. Let's continue. Ooh, look at it. It's like mission complete level. Okay, so they're adding like a little like gaming feature to it. That's cool. Don't really care about that. So, oh, look at 199.98. Okay. So, oh, you get little points too. I guess that's kind of cool. But there we have it. Those are the 3 programs that I wanted to show you. So we have Otter, which is right now what I'm currently using. So if you have questions about Otter, let me know because it's the one that I'm familiar about. Then we have this new Sembly, who I think they just in the summer of 2022, I think they kind of made their announcement. So they're new. And then we have this one that I just randomly came across, and I saw the 12,000 minutes, and I was like, I am sold. And this is Deepgram. So now it's going to be the fun part, is the side-by-side comparison. The moment of truth. We are going to check out these 3 and see how well they are. So going back to my story, we started that. Can't find where my page was. Okay, so I copied over the 3 programs. And so because I started them at different times, Sembly caught where I kind of mumbled, that's live, that one's going, and then Otter picked up, no one's going, and then Deepgram is there. Okay, so I said the first one was, and there it was. Otter did not pick up that. The large welcome sign for Blackwood. The large welcome sign for Bloxwood. Large welcome sign for Bloxwood. Okay, was your basic small town that most people pass through to fill up their car or get a bite at the local 24. Okay, so this is actually really interesting. So each of them have it differently. So we have 24/7 diner. That actually wrote out every single word, which is awesome because we want that when you are writing a book. We have 24 is the number, and then 7 is written out, and then Otter does 24/7. I think this has, because for Otter it makes sense 24/7 because when you're doing notes, that is how you typically write. When you're in a meeting, you're doing 24/7. You don't need to write out 24/7. So that's kind of cool. And then we got however. What really put the town on the map was the fall and Halloween festivities. The fall and Halloween festivities. They did not disappoint. So we're missing a little here. This one, they did not disappoint. The customs makeup designers were top notch. The costumes makeup designers were top notch. The makeup and costume designers were top notch. Okay. As a kid, I always thought the creatures were real. So I avoided leaving my room. On Halloween night. Oh, only one Halloween night. As a kid, I always thought the creatures were real, so I avoided leaving my room on Halloween. Okay, guys, you know how I say, oh, probably Deepgram's not the one to go? It seems like it has the best AI. It is picking up almost everything that I want it to. So it is what it is, but that one you have to make sure you're doing your copy and paste right away because I haven't found where those transcriptions are, because I think it's not supposed to really save them. It's for other things. But I'm actually really impressed. Okay, moving on to our story. We are almost there. I'm sorry it's taking so long, but I really want to give you a real in-depth of what AI transcription is all about and how you could use it to write a book. Okay, so then we're at the historic. So we have the historic Victorian bed and breakfast came into view. The pale blue 3-story stood out next to the brick houses, but because of its different architecture, it was made the B&Bs famous in these parts. That's just a me error. I need to reword that, but it did what I said. Okay, so this one. The historic Victorian bed and breakfast came to view. The pale blue 3-story stood out next to the brick houses, but because of its it was made the B&B's famous in these parts. Okay, and then we have the historic Victorian bed and breakfast came into view. The pale blue 3-story stood out next to the brick houses, but because of its different architecture, it was made the B&B's famous in these parts. The bed and breakfast. Oh. Okay, so that was definitely a huge run-on. But you get the idea. Okay, now we're curious. We're going to scroll down because that's a lot. Let's get to the part on the dialogue. So we're going to start off with is. Okay, says, is that my baby girl from the big city? Hi, Mom. I sent and gave. Oh, right here. I sent a day for a big hub for pulling my deck full from the back. Okay, that is totally incorrect. So who knows what happened there. And we have another weird one. Okay, is that my baby girl from the big city? Hi, Mom. I said and gave her a big hug before pulling Maduro from the box feed. Okay. Haha. Okay, Sembly for the win. We have, is that my baby girl from the big city? Hi, Mom. I said and gave her a big hug before pulling my duffel from the back seat. Okay. So we're getting some wins for all of them. And no, I am not saying to use all of them because that is ridiculous. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's do the last line. Truly, okay. Yours what was the yours truly? Okay, yours truly won, but not me for barfy all over the table. I was known as Barface all the way through grade school. Okay, yours truly won. It's the incorrect one. It's supposed to be one, but that's that. But not before barring all over the table. I was known as Barface all the way through grade school. Okay, yours truly won, but not before barfing all over the table. I was known as Barface all the way through grade school. So, there are pros and cons to all of these, and so it really comes down to, do you want an app? We have Sembly and Otter have an app. Are you more advanced than maybe Deepgram? Do you want to have it stored, saved for a short amount of time? No to Deepgram. So I'm going to make a cool chart. I'll have it posted here. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video on how how you could use transcription softwares to write your book faster. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.